Hey Deja, the sheriff says this standoff started 5 months ago after certain individuals in the county tried to end his investigation into, quote, possible misconduct in my own ranks. County Manager Jack Wheeler is now speaking out after hearing what Sheriff Allard had to say here on WETM.
You may have read about it in the news, but you probably don't know the whole story.
In a Facebook post, Steuben County Manager Jack Wheeler said he had an important update about Sheriff Allard's lawsuit against the county. In October, Sheriff Allard sued to stop, quote, 2 unprecedented resolutions that strip me of the legal defense and indemnification against lawsuits that the county legislature unanimously gave me just 6 years ago, and imposed an unlawful requirement on me to purchase millions of dollars of liability insurance. The vote on the resolutions was 10-7. Sheriff Allard says a handful of members of county government are trying to undermine his administration and stop an internal investigation.
The county asked me, or tried to order me, to not investigate a personnel complaint. I said I can't, I have to, by law, and did so. And since that time, there has been this attack on me from certain members of county government that has continued. Every county has a blanket policy that already covered my insurance.
Yeah, I've never seen that anywhere I've been.
You may also have heard that the county legislature recently voted to rescind previous permission to pay any legal fees or judgments brought against the sheriff himself. That is true, but it was only done as a last resort. Without consulting with county officials, the sheriff made several unilateral decisions, including agreeing to pay thousands of dollars in a loan agreement without authorization. He's also violating county policy and best practices in law enforcement by trying to investigate his own department's personnel matters, specifically harassment and discrimination claims. When there's a credible harassment or discrimination claim in any other county department, the proper procedure is to bring in an outside investigator to look into it. The sheriff insists on investigating himself. His public statements about the lawsuit falsely claim the county legislators did not properly go into executive session. By law, legislators can discuss certain confidential items in executive session, and that is all that was done here. As part of his lawsuit, the sheriff is attempting to compel legislators to reveal confidential discussions that took place in executive sessions. We owe it to our taxpayers to oppose this in court.
The county can pass whatever law they want to pass, but it has to be done legally and it has to be done in good faith and serve some sort of policy. And that's been our argument all along, is that they did it completely in executive session with no transparency, and they hid every debate that occurred, and also that statements were made that were reported to me that would indicate there was a level of coercion involved.
Last month, a judge allowed the deposition of county legislator Hilda Lando. The judge said Lando's testimony is, quote, material and necessary to establish if anyone acted in bad faith during the executive session before the vote. The county is appealing that decision. Lando voted against repealing the sheriff's liability protections.
The truth has a funny way of bubbling to the surface. So as I say, it's just, to me now it's gotten to the point where it's just sad and pathetic. It really is.
As always, we're available to answer questions about this or other county business. For now, we want you to know that we continue to work very hard to safeguard you and your tax dollars. And we still remain very willing to work in cooperation with the sheriff. Thank you.
Today, Legislator Lando told me she could not comment at this time. County Manager Wheeler also said the sheriff's office is facing 17 lawsuits, saying it's the most lawsuits in recent memory. Wheeler noted the county's insurance carrier also increased deductibles from $500,000 to $750,000 for each claim. Wheeler also said all sheriff's deputies have full liability insurance, saying the sheriff had publicly suggested otherwise. We posted his full statement and Sheriff Allard's full remarks on our website, thesmytwintears.com. Deja.